Hi everyone, I'm Jess and I'll be taking over the AIFS Instagram story today. I'm looking forward to sharing my experiences from abroad as well as answering any of your questions that you might have. I'm currently a senior at the University of Rhode Island studying psych and criminal justice, and I study abroad in Prague, Czech Republic this past spring 2020 semester. Before I dive deeper into my experiences, I just wanted to invite you all to drop your questions in the question box below, and I'll be more than happy to answer them throughout the day. Before I dive deeper into my experiences, I just wanted to invite you all to drop your questions in the question box below, and I'll be more than happy to answer them throughout the day. One of the main reasons why I chose AIFS is because of how much is included in their program costs and fees. Your education and housing are included in the fees, but they also cover a lot of additional expenses that make budgeting abroad a lot easier. You also have the opportunity to book your flight with AIFS, which took a lot of my worries away when I was planning for my study abroad. Our layover was in London, England, so we had the opportunity to explore the city more, as well as meet my peers that I'd be spending the next couple of months with. While in Prague, I had the opportunity to attend cultural events put on by the staff at AIFS. This was such a great opportunity to learn more about the country that I was in, as well as discover some of my favorite spots in Prague. Some of my favorite cultural events were walking around the city with our wonderful tour guide, 𝗟𝗓𝗧. I especially love going to Prague Castle. I just think it's so beautiful, and it's definitely a must anytime you're in Prague. One of the main reasons why I chose to study abroad in Prague is because of its central location in Europe. It is very easy to take weekend trips. I had the opportunity to go to Paris and Copenhagen. Definitely recommend checking out the language apps in the App Store. I personally really like Duolingo. I've learned a lot from it. I used it both before I studied abroad and while I was in the Czech Republic. I also recommend checking out movies and music in the language that you are trying to learn. It can be a great way to apply what you learn to everyday life and learn different lingos that you might not always pick up. My favorite classes that I took abroad was a social justice class. In the class, we compared and contrasted social issues both in the US and in the Czech Republic. One of my favorite things was being able to take what I learned and to apply it in my classes back at home. Favorite foods in the Czech Republic would definitely have to be fried cheese. It's kind of like a mozzarella stick, except a little bit more cheesier. I also really love all the desserts in Prague. They're all so amazing, and the cafes are so nice to sit at. So with the Prague program, you do take an intensive Czech language course for the first 2 weeks of the program. This is just so you'll learn small phrases and how to communicate with locals, so you'll be able to use that throughout your time in Prague. So I won't lie to you, definitely do experience some culture shock when going abroad, but it's also a great opportunity to step out of your comfort zone. Once you're there for a while and start getting into the swing of classes and everything, it's a lot easier to adjust. So I lived in a dorm with 3 other suite mates. We just had our own kitchenette and our own bathroom in our little suite. Students also have the option to get their own apartment if they wish. My number one piece of advice would be to contact someone who studied abroad in the city that you're debating on studying in. It's just great to get first-hand advice from someone who's been through the process, and chances are they'll definitely understand where you're coming from. If you're considering studying abroad, you're not sure, or maybe you've already studied abroad and considering going again, I say just do it. You're not going to regret it. It's seriously once in a lifetime opportunity that you're never going to have again. So unfortunately, my Instagram Live is coming to an end, but I've really enjoyed answering all of your questions throughout the day and getting to share my experiences from my time abroad. So feel free to click the link in the AIFS Instagram bio to get started on your study abroad experience today. And of course, you're always welcome to follow me on Instagram. I'm always here to answer any questions that you might have or chat about any of my experiences.